Fairly, there was just the feeling of disorientation. So I unzipped my tent, popped my head outside, and noticed there was about, this is an estimation, around 40 policemen accompanied by the privately employed goons of the council. Numbers slightly fewer than that of the police. The council proceeded to hand trespass notices to everyone, well, to as many people as they could, and appropriate all of our property. Now, this is exceptionally bad practice, seeing as we had lodged an appeal in the court, as we are still waiting to hear whether the Bill of Rights trumps bylaws, and the council were enacting upon bylaws which that we cannot leave property unattended in public, which is bullshit, as people like myself were occupying their tents at the time of their arrival. So yeah, the council employed private security goons, proceeded to steal, for lack of a better word, well, that is the most appropriate word. They stole, started stealing our property. Items like the much treasured watchtower was taken. Several people were arrested for trying to defend that. My encounter with the security guards first happened when they tried to serve me a trespass notice, and prior to that I was told to pack up my belongings and get out of there. So I wonder if that noise is intentional. So I just fucked around, and they were pulling up the zip of my tent and opening it up and making sure I was packing up my stuff, and I was just picking up possessions and putting them down again, just mucking around. And it became evident to them after about 10 minutes that I was not prepared to pack up my stuff. I just got another person to take all my valuables out of there so that they couldn't have been seized. Because what's happened at the moment is all of our possessions have been taken to a hangar somewhere out in, God knows where, and we're to give our name and address so that we can get our possessions back. But upon filling out this application for our possession, to get our possessions back, we forfeit information that would be used would be used in a trespass notice, and that will be personally delivered to us. Yeah, so the private security goons, there was about 6 or 7 of them that all picked up my tent at one time and lifted it clean off the ground whilst I was in there trying to shake me out of the tent. They were trying not to assault me, because there were cameras aplenty from our crew, and there was a policeman that has a camera who will frequently at protests you'll find a cameraman who's documenting and profiling people for the SIS archives. So yes, back to the story. My tent was lifted clean off the ground, and they tried to shake me out of it, and in the process, I fucked up all the tent poles. And so when what I did was I grabbed from the inside. I grabbed the opening and rolled it up, and kind of like you would do on a pasty. I was the pie ingredients on the inside for this analogy. And when that didn't work, they just dropped the tent down in defeat, and then yes, it was then the army of the 1%'s job to trespass me. There was lots of media there, and I was behind the mesh, and I was holding up a placard from the inside that said "Public and Public," which is essentially what we are. It's a good reflection. We're using this site, which is designated for protests. We're using it to protest, coincidentally enough. And so the police gave me a warning. They said please leave, and I wasn't prepared to do so. And so they ripped open the tent and dragged me out. There were about 3 or 4 cops that tried to dragged me out. Now, the only resistance that I was putting up was the act of me holding on to, grasping the tent, because yeah, I didn't want it to go to this aircraft hangar where I would have to get it back. I was only the custodian of the tent because I was borrowing it. It wasn't actually mine. Yeah, so three policemen, two on either side of me, one loitering behind, and probably I think he was like holding my legs or my waist or something like that. Were bearing the majority of my weight, and then this fourth bastard grabbed my neck with his closed fists and applied pressure inwards, you know, squeezing my neck from either side, and also pulling me as well. So you know, I became a human pinata. He was trying to rip my fucking head off, and I'm clearly in pain, and it's been well documented. I let out a cry in agony, and yeah, the cops proceed to drag me off when. Just as that happens, I lose the tent out of my grasp, and I am dragged off without having my rights read, I may add, to a paddy wagon waiting for me in the nearby car park. And then, yes, I was just in the back of the paddy wagon with my comrades, thinking, this is not going to hold up in court. We've pretty much. I think we're going to win this. So, yeah, I'm on the strong belief that the state's not going to get away with this kind of draconian measures that they've implemented on dealing with peaceful protesters, trying to uphold their rights. And I think we're in a good position. So yeah, that's pretty much an overview of what happened on that day. How do I feel? Well, they leave out the crucial part, particularly about what we're here for. Frequently you hear this mantra coming from the mainstream media that we're campers. Now, we're not fucking campers, mainstream media. I want to make this perfectly clear. There's a distinction between campers and occupants, and we are occupants, and we're occupying for social justice. How do I feel about the mainstream media? Yeah, they leave out the crucial points as always. They portray us in a negative light. They've zoomed in. They've had close-ups on Coke cans, and just they talk about really trivial shit. Not mentioning the reasons why we're here, of course. But then again, what would you expect, seeing as they get most of their funding from corporations? Yeah, I lost my patience long ago. It's clear to any free-thinking person that they're serving the interests of corporations. Kia kaha, Occupy crew from the rest of the world. Kia kaha is Māori for stand strong, or be strong, or I can't give the exact translation, but it's pretty much words to the effect of yeah, remain strong. The only way we're going to instigate radical changes is by revolutionary changes is through a head-on, full frontal attack, attacking our governments who have no desire to take the people seriously. The only way we're really going to achieve anything is by getting out there, and if we have to piss off conservative members of the public, so be it. But I mean, I'd rather convert them than piss anybody off, because, you know, in the ideal world, the resolution that I would like to see was we wouldn't massacre the 1%, we wouldn't hang them from lampposts, but more forgive them and you know, expropriate all their wealth and their assets and share it up. I'm not a believer of I'm not an advocate of corporal punishment, but yeah, I'd like to see an apology out of these bastards. Actually, a public apology. Those are my final words.